Edward?
Yeah, Edu and Ed.
Ed, and Eddie. We need another Eduardo. If your name is Eduardo, Edward, or any variation of Ed, feel free to talk to us. We kind of need another one to keep the chain going. Anyway, we go right into team preview, and you see that Carson only has 5 Pokemon.
So he lost his Snorlax here. So they both players chose their Pokemon quite quickly, and before we could tell which Pokemon they are having.
Yeah, that was really fast. But let's see what comes in. I'm definitely expecting a really intense match. Keep in mind that Ian Tillmann won the London Internationals, and Carson and Denis won the Melbourne Internationals. So it's an amazing matchup to see. And we see Tapu Koko and Arcanine coming from Ian, as we see the Garchomp and Tapu Fini coming for Carson. Edward, what do you think of the position?
I think that Carson has a slight advantage here because Garchomp can threaten both ground types weaknesses here. Tapu Koko and Arcanine don't like the earthquakes or the tectonic rage here, but also Tapu Koko can deal a massive damage onto Finis too. And also we don't know whether the Tapu Koko has the Volt Switch or not.
Okay, so yeah, judging from the matches that we've seen from Ian, we actually, I believe, I'm pretty sure it's Specs Tapu Koko, but I'm not 100% sure, but nearly sure. As Thunder was dealing a lot of damage to opposing Snorlax, maybe I'm messing something up. Maybe it isn't. It could be Twinkle Tackle. So let's see what comes in. Arcanine switches out. Garchomp switches out into Arcanine, possibly to take that Twinkle Tackle. Let's see what's happening. He also intimidates the opposing Arcanine, which can be huge. But no, as Ian's Arcanine goes out into the Snorlax, which Carson must be very jealous of right now, since he doesn't have one of those.
So the only attack that comes out from Carson's side is the body was, and it gets the accuracy drops here.
Yeah, and that could be, that's definitely very complicated for Ian to deal with, since it was a decent amount of damage. We've had confirmation that Carson Tapu Fini is actually choice specs, so yeah, that justifies the considerable damage dealt right there. Either way, the accuracy drop is very complicated for him to deal with, since now every move will have, I believe, 80% accuracy minimal.
Yeah, we do see the switch out from Carson's and Finis to the Garchomp series, and also switch out his Snorlax back into his own Garchomp series. Volt Switch not going to do any damage because of the Garchomp series. Close Combat comes out from Carson's, doing a huge damage onto Ian's Garchomp. It might be a
that was insane.
Is that that choice band?
Yes, it is choice band. We've seen that from previous matches. And it's actually insane to see Close Combat doing so much. Arcanine is really strong. Yeah, and it's kind of a complicated position for Ian, definitely, as Arcanine is free to just protect and Garchomp go for an Earthquake. Of course, he'll be risking possible speed ties. I don't know if they know each other's speeds. They probably do, because they're possibly friends or at least acquaintances. So they've traded some information from friends in common and all that. You know how it goes, and so it depends on speed stats, definitely. Yes.
Yeah, Carson switching out his Arcanine to the Steelers. We do see the Garchomps of Ian comes up, do the damage first. It's definitely the choice scarfs here.
With a critical hit, yeah. And Mr. Terrain, that's tough.
Yeah.
But both Garchomp are Scarf, as we've seen from other matches from Carson. We know that he has the choice Scarf. Garchomp, the choice band Arcanine, and the choice specs Fini, and he gets the double knockout right there. Very huge. And let's see how Ian comes back from this.
Yeah, it's a 4-2 situations from Carson's side, so it's definitely tough for Ian's here. So the two remaining Pokemons from Ian, did he show his 4 Pokemons yet?
No, he's missing. Oh yes, Snorlax and Arcanine. Yeah.
Yes, Snorlax and Arcanine here. So Arcanine is firing Intimidates onto the physical attackers on Carson's side. Drops doesn't really matters because Earthquake could still do a lot of damage onto the Arcanine. So it maybe this comes down to the situations that Ian Snorlax will be doing a 1-4 situations.
Definitely. Of course, you have to keep in mind that Carson's Arcanine in the back can just clean up, but we see the Garchomp just going for Earthquake, going to do significant amount to Arcanine, taking a lot of damage despite the -1. And the berry procs from Snorlax. Which berry is it? So it's probably decreasing nature Snorlax. And we see a Wild Charge instead of Flare Blitz doing a lot of damage, and Arcanine goes down with its own recoil. That is huge for Carson as a, I think that may confirm the choice ban on Ian's.
Yeah, I do think it's a choice
Arcanine.
band. And Flash Cannons coming out from the Celesteelers of Carson's, confirming it is as a special attackers here. So Garchomp is also being knocked out by the Snorlax here.
Yeah, we've had confirmation that Celesteela. But yeah, Snorlax showing the double edge, which we also saw from previous matches. Very interesting Snorlax set that he has. I believe it's Recycle, Curse, Double Edge, and Wild Charge. Yes. So yeah, Arcanine comes in and can just clean up the game. Unless
so
as long
combat.
as
A very quick game is from the seniors here.
So, yeah, very impressive from Carson to just be so offensive, clean up so easily, despite the Pokemon disadvantage. He doesn't have a Snorlax to use. He's already down to 5 only possible Pokemon that he can bring. So there's only 1 Pokemon that can live out. So making team preview much easier for Ian than for Carson. I know, it's just very impressive for him. He's now fighting for his second international championship win, as well as Ian. So yeah, let's see how they adapt for game 2. What do you think, Edward?
All right, so we looking back onto the team reveals here. Carson has a teams with Arcanine, Garchomp, Celesteelers, Tapu Koko, and Tapu Finis. And Yan has a teams with a Bravery, Garchomps, Tapu Kokos, Arcanines, Katanas, and Snorlax here. So Yan has a very physically lean teams. The only special attackers from Ian's side is the Tapu Kokos here. So what do you think about Ian's positions here?
I think Ian only has 1 Pokemon that can switch it into Earthquake, and I think he should have brought Bravery. I understand why he wouldn't, because once Tapu Koko is on the field, and if he plays well with Intimidates, he wouldn't mind boosting the Bravery if he just Volt Switch or Thunderbolt it anyway. So yeah, let's see how they adapt though. We're going right into the match. Game 2 of finals of the seniors division at the São Paulo Internationals.
Yan is now bringing the Garchomps and the Bravery, and Carson is bringing the Tapu Finis and the Garchomps. So, what do you think about the lead?
The lead is very interesting because, as we've seen, Garchomp and Bravery is a really tough lead to deal with, because Garchomp can just move first and KO the biggest threats to Bravery, and you can't really use Arcanine to decrease Garchomp's firepower. Of course, the fact that Scarf Garchomp and Specs Tapu Fini are on the other side of the field makes it very easy for Carson to pick up a KO. It could possibly just Rock Slide and Moonblast the Bravery for a possible KO. It also depends on speed to see who comes out on top on the turn. If Bravery manages to pull off a Tailwind, things could be very complicated for Carson.
So Yan has switched out his Garchomps to the Snorlax here, and Carson also did another decision of switching his Finis to the Celesteelers. It's probably, we do see the Rock Slides coming out, so will we see the flinches here? Oh gosh, it does have the flinches here. So yeah, it's a very tough turn for Yan here, and
if you brought Arcanine, it's possible that he can just switch it in. Bravery survives the hit and he sets up Tailwind if he doesn't get flinched. It's really tough for him to come back from this, of course. Carson made a really good play as he possibly avoided a Z move coming from Bravery by switching into Celesteela and soaking up all kind of damage. So, shout out to Carson for making a possible read there. We see Bravery going for a Protect.
And Rock Slide connects on the Snorlax. And we do see the hidden powers coming out from Carson's Celesteelers. What does it do?
It's
actually.
possibly, yeah, it's Eden Power Ice, I believe, because it's a Salt Fest, so he had room for that. I'm pretty sure it's an Eden Power Ice from what I've seen him saying on the social media. He was considering it for this tournament, so it's possible that he brought it. That play is one that covers the switch of Arcanine for Bravery to survive the Rock Slide. I think it was all around very solid in a sense, but it also allows for the Protect Curse situation. Now, the fact that Snorlax is Double Edge and Wild Charge makes it very awkward. Is, if he wants to damage something, he'll be doing a lot of damage to itself. So let's see how he manages to, manage his HP.
So yeah, we do
Conservation.
see Carson switching out his Celesteelers to Arcanines, firing off in Intimidates onto the Snorlax. But on the other hand, Bravery has a divine boost here. So Rock Slide, is it going to connect? It does, and it should pick up the knockouts on the Braveries here.
Yeah.
And the Snorlax has the flinches too. Very bad time
that's
for
very
you.
tough. Yeah, Carson is saying that he's very sorry and that. Great sportsmanship from him to say that. Of course, it's very easy just to be overly happy with that situation, especially when you're younger. You tend to sometimes not really consider your opponent's feelings so much. It's a biological thing, but Carson here showing a lot of sportsmanship and saying that he's sorry, and that's something that we should definitely notice. Of course, I wouldn't be on Ian's position at all. A really good play by Carson to intimidate the Snorlax.
All right, Jens, Garchomp is faster than Carson's ones, and the Rock Slide missed it. The Carson's Garchomps. On the other hand, Jens Garchomps missed his Rock Slide on his Snorlax. So we do see the Wild Charge coming out from the Snorlax, doing a massive damage onto the Celesteelers.
Great prediction! Great prediction by Ian. Yeah, right there.
The Flaky Berry is used and restoring the Snorlax health back to almost 100%.
So this is very interesting. The whole berry plus recoil kind of play has been used throughout the whole season with Arcanine. It's interesting to see how it worked with Snorlax. Snorlax was in a somewhat tough HP range, but the fact that he got that recoil managed him to heal up and also do a lot of damage, as those moves tend to have high base power.
Jens Garchomps continue to use the Rock Slices, but Celesteelers didn't get the flinches and fire off, and Hidden Power Ice knocks out the Garchomps with a single hit.
Wow.
So, a beast boost coming out from Celesteela is a special attack boost. Snorlax continue to boost its attack and defense by a second curse.
So I think that's why Ian didn't go for the Bravery Garchomp lead game one. He possibly knew about Eden Power Ice, already. So he was afraid because Celesteela Eden Power Ice kind of beats Bravery Garchomp lead very hard because he's free to Eden Power Ice the Garchomp and Bravery can't really do much back. But it's definitely an interesting position. The fact that he also has Scarf Garchomp allows it so that Tapu Koko isn't that much of a threat, nor is Arcanine. But it's just let's see how they handle the situation itself. The Eden Power Ice there made a big difference.
Yeah, but it's quite tough for Ian's here because Carson could just make use of the Garchomps and knocks out the Cocos, but it all depends on how the Snorlax would deal with the other the Carson's team. So we do see the switch from Tapu Finis into the Garchomps, ready to dish out the Earthquake's damage here. But a dazzling gleam, the perfect predictions from Ian's side, doing massive damage onto the Garchomps. So will the Snorlax going to do? Oh, there's a wild charge! Gosh! All right.
Yeah, Ian definitely showing some very good predictions. Sorry, I'm a bit behind, so I was trying to keep up. But yeah, I'm lagging a bit here. Ian definitely showing. No, that wasn't necessarily a prediction, but it covered a lot. It covered the possible switch in, which was relatively obvious. But I think he knows that Tapu Koko is choice specs, or maybe it isn't. We don't know, but maybe like if it is, and Carson probably does know, he's free to just protect an Earthquake. No, I mean, he can protect, but he's free to Earthquake, KO the Tapu Koko. Or even just poison jab and not take damage on Tapu Fini. Rocks, Tapu Koko does everything.
And Moonblast coming out from the Tapu Finis here, doing around 40% of the damage onto the Snorlax. Double Edge coming out from the Snorlax, knocks out the Garchomps here.
Interesting. Now, we see that the recall is definitely one of the biggest problems of that set. Just like right now, Snorlax just has taken so much damage just from doing a move. It just makes me wonder if it's really worth it. Sometimes, of course, it procs a parry, very good, as we saw earlier on. But then you have these situations. Snorlax now is in possible Moonblast range. That's something that you do not want to see. However, this Arcanine is in a really good position to clean up the game. Let's see what our players decide to do.
Yeah, as long as, because Carson's team is a choice-oriented team, so we would need to see what moves is going to knock itself into. So Flare Blade coming out from the...
Yeah, we've seen the Lifer. I'm sorry. Yeah, never mind. I didn't notice that detail. But yeah, Ian. I think Ian may have not made the right play.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he should hold for the critical hits onto the Tapu Finis, yes. But anyway, we do see the handshakings, and Carson Singanis is your champions of the senior divisions, Sao Paulo's internationals.
Yeah, definitely huge congratulations to Carson. 2-time international champion in this season. Very impressive. And he still hasn't had his own country's international, so he still has that one to go and try to win. It's just very impressive. A very strong performance from both players, actually. So shout outs to both of them. And we see some